Hello and welcome to Kerno EXP and welcome to Eastpool Mine, which is owned by the National Trust. Now I am part of the woodwork here and I've been here 10 years now as a volunteer and paid staff. So where are we, folks? Now we are inside the largest steam engine in Cornwall, and it's preserved inside its towering engine house. Now this is Taylor's and this is the pump. Now it's 90 inches in diameter, which is the wooden case you see in the background with the brass bands, and we are looking at the controls, folks. Now to the left here we have the signal bell, which is right there. Now I dare say you would like to hear that. Are you ready? It's quite loud, so be warned, folks. Now the reason why it's loud is because it's designed to be heard on all floors of the engine house. Now we have an original fuse box here, folks. As you can see, it's very old indeed, and the wiring that's above it is original as well. It looks a bit Heath Robinson job, but it did work. And over there we have a pendant light. Don't know if you can see that. I know, but it does go up and down, but we haven't moved it for quite a while. And over here we have a clack valve. Oops, out of focus a bit. There we are. This is the clack valve, folks. And this would have been at the very top of the pumps in the shaft. And that was taken out January the 22nd, 1955. So that's over 60 years ago. This is the original doorway here. And there's quite a few steps to get up into this engine house. So here we are looking at the cylinder yet again. Just pan up. There you go. That's 90 inches in diameter, folks. Amazing, eh? So now we'll make our way to the second chamber, which is the second or middle part of the engine house. There's the gauges there, vacuum gauge, steam gauge. That's where I'm sat to. So here's the steps. Here we are going up, folks. Here we go. This is the middle chamber, and as you can see we've got video on. I did a copy of that video some time ago. So in the window here we have some names of one of the last crew that worked here. I don't know if you can see that now. Don't know if you can see that, but it is there, I assure you. Now that building in the down below, that's the dry, and that's now part of Eastpool Mine. So this is the top of the cylinder here. Rather nice indeed. Now a good few years ago, folks, right here, right where we are looking at right now, there was a legend that came here in the steam preservation movement. He's not with us now, but his name was Fred Dibner. And if you want to see the video, it's called The Age of Steam. Check it out, folks. Now this chap over here, he's very, very, very important. His name is Captain Dick, aka Richard Trebek. And every year we have a special day in Camborne called Trebek Day, where lots of people that I know, because I am not heavily involved, but involved with the steam preservation movement, traction engines go through the town celebrating the life of Richard Trebek. Because the reason why we celebrate him is because he developed the steam engine as we know it today, basically. So this is the inlet and outlet and equilibrium valve chest just below in the middle of the screen there. So now we shall make our way up. So here is looking up at the parallel motion and the bob parts right up above us. There's the piston rod. There you go, the grey bars there are the parallel motion, and above that is the beam or the bob. Now this beam in this engine house is one of the heaviest in the UK, folks. So we'll just go up. So this video is probably one of the best videos I've done of this engine house because it's Steadicam, i.e. gimbal. I don't think we've ever done a video where it's this good in this engine house. So this is the bob or the beam, and as you can see it was made by Harvey's and Colit Hale, 1892. Now this is the heaviest one in Cornwall, and we're over on the bob wall area now. Now believe it or not, folks, this beam or bob weighs 52.5 tons in weight, and it was transported here by two heavy haulage steam traction engines, something like a Norman E-box type loco. Now you might note at the end there's some wire ropes. Now up in there you can see those bars right in there, that's a windlass, and that windlass and the one outside were engaged in getting this bob up here. They would have used a team of horses and blocks and pulleys and so on and so forth, but it took them 48 hours to do it. Now in the 1920s that is quite a feat. Obviously today it wouldn't be done in no time at all, basically, because you get a 200-ton crane and lift it up, job done. But back in those days that is quite a feat, folks. Amazing. Now the other day, folks, you might have noticed on the one of the previous videos, we went to Carm Brae. There is Carm Brae. So we walked basically from the right all the way to the left and down on the left and partially around. That was about 2 miles, and that video has proven to be successful, so I'm quite pleased about that. So thank you, folks, for subscribing to the channel. Obviously I'm doing something right. So there's the bob, and there's the pump rod. We'll just have a look down, just directly down at it, if you would like. So we get a different perspective, folks. There you go. So it's right up next to it, so you can imagine that going up and down like that, folks. That's what it would be like, but not that quick, a bit slower, probably like that. Probably be at that kind of like that. So as it is looking inside, it's a bit dusty in there, folks. So we'll just pan down. So it gives you, oh wow, look at that view. I've never been able to get this view before, folks. Wow, that's amazing. All because I've got a gimbal, eh? Amazing. Right, so over here we have some original bits and pieces. Now, what we're looking at here is these O-rings down below, which down here, folks, look. You can see, look, there's a little cap down there. Those caps unscrew, right? And these two big ones screw onto that, so therefore you can lift the top of the cylinder off. There's original chain for lifting, and I believe that this pulley here was probably involved in getting this beam into this position where we are now, which is amazing, isn't it? So here's the bearing. Now this would have been highly oiled. Obviously it's been sat idle now for 50 odd years. So in behind here, look, I don't know if you can see that, but Let's zoom up a bit. Look, there's the original oil can that the guy made. And there's another one down in there, look. Hang on, whoops, wrong way. See that stick there? With the thing on the end? Can you see that? That was made by the crew that worked this engine, which is amazing. Real sense of history. But see the cobwebs, folks. Oh my God. Right, so I hope you've enjoyed this little look around Taylor's Engine House and the previous video where I go through Discovery Centre and the AV room and the flue. There's the chimney, folks. We'll just I'll just get you in a good position. So there's the top of the chimney. You ready? There you go. So that would have been smoking 24 hours a day when the site was working. Amazing. There we are. So in the distance is Red Roof, where I grew up as a child and young man, and Stoke St Day, because that's where I was every weekend with my grandparents. So there we are, folks. Well, you can accompany me downstairs now. And there's the view. I don't know if you can see it now, but there's a view of our other engine house there in the distance. That's Michels. And that will be open later on. There we are, folks. It's good, isn't it? Right, so one other thing I want to talk about, and that is the banning of the use of household coal. Now that is going to affect the preservation movement, i.e. preserved railways, traction engines and so on and so forth. I think the government need to reconsider that, because the preservation movement does provide a lot of money to the government, so they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. I, for one, am going to start stockpiling my own private collection of coal, because I do have a wood-burning stove. I have a Chimney for outside, which I use in the summer evenings and what have you. So I'm going to make sure that I've got a year's supply of coal, basically, and just have a fire now and again. But the thing is, there's a lot of folks, older folk, that rely on wood-burning stoves and coal, basically, to keep themselves warm. And how are they going to manage? I just hope that the government really think it through and do the appropriate thing, because actually what I really do hope is obviously producing of British coal is, well, they're going to basically stop it. So I just hope that we're allowed to import coal from Russia or whatever, so we can use on our coal fires, because there's a lot of folk that are going to be up in arms about it, me included, and a lot of people that I know. So that's my rant of the day. Anyway, we'll see you later on the next video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to comment, please comment and I will reply. But comments that are deemed not welcome won't be replied to, but you will be deleted, or the comments will be deleted. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Just that you know, I don't want any nasty words on my channel. All right. Anyway, take care. Cheers and gone.